Quick question, is your YouTube channel facing demonetization? Leave me a comment. Welcome to Tube Reviews by Legion of Weirdos, where you get party conversation education. I'm Christopher, your Martha Stewart of Weird, and you and I, we're the Weirdos. In this series, I offer design advice to fellow YouTubers in hopes that they can draw a bigger audience with their visual appeal. This week, I was asked by a YouTuber, BNSF6951, to review his channel, and we'll get right to that. Before that, though, I took my kids to an Indian place because they like rice, they like lentils, I like curry, and I was given this menu to pick our food from. Attention deficit aside, this thing is just impossible to concentrate on. The only way something like this is useful is if it's for a designer offering choices of typography. My wife looked at this and thought they were listings for separate restaurants. This is all one place. My point? Don't do that with your video thumbnails. Enough said? Second, let's talk demonetization. Basically, if you're already monetized, the only thing that's really going to happen is you're going to have a longer wait to collect on that $40 you've built up in your Google account. The only real change is you lose external links. And I believe I remember reading they might let you keep them if you already have them. If you're not already monetized, it just basically moves your point of entry further away, which is a real drag if you were close. But if you're not close, let's have a little come to church meeting. How much effort have you been putting into your YouTube experience? Are you really cranking it out, or are you just looking for a reason to say, well, I can't make videos now because YouTube screwed us all, because everybody says enough. I'm going to put a video by a much bigger YouTuber at the end of this thing that talks about this very subject. By the way, Facebook is also making changes. They're going to start prioritizing people's friends' posts over public things like your Facebook page or your Facebook group or news outlets or your ad. What all this means is there's going to be less space available to place all that ad inventory. Sure, some people are going to be left out at the lower rungs, but once you do hit that threshold, the ads are going to be more expensive. That means more money. My friend Kevin over at Road Bike Culture had a question about whether or not this whole change in monetization and how things are going to go about is going to affect the way YouTube looks at how you use content. Mainly, he's talking about using content from other channels or other networks or fair use and whatnot. And the whole thing about that is there are no plans that I know of for them to change that. Fair use is fair use, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or posting your own thing or making a magazine. If you're using it to illustrate a point that would be a parody or critiquing or transformative, and you don't use too much of it, you should be in the clear. Hey, that's my cue to get back to the review. Vinny at BNSF6951, like Ron's Trains and Things, focuses on the hobby of modeling N-scale trains. Two train vids so close? Why? I'm biased. His channel covers trains, but there's wisdom to be gleaned if you work in other types of models or even crafts. Starting on the channel page, let's look at that header image. I think it needs to be better focused and have a more vibrant photo. I say that a lot. It does work on mobile, which is good. I can't really demonstrate the focus on this image, but I can demonstrate the vibrance a little bit, although it's not perfect. Here's a different picture as an example. It's not perfect. It's a real train and not a model, but it kind of demonstrates my idea. Next up, the header has no channel info on it. Importantly, no upload schedule, but it'd be nice to see the channel name in font too for the phone viewers. Something like BNSF6951 with a tagline like new N-scale train videos every Tuesday or whatever day you upload. Actually, the channel name, which probably means something to Vinny, can be confusing to the uninitiated. I have to read it off the page. I keep forgetting what order the numbers are in. I'd like to see Vinny's Trains or something like that for a channel name. It would have more mass appeal, but then again, this is a very niche channel. So basically, as long as the train guys get it, it should be okay. The channel logo is a special case here too. Normally, I'd say make your logo as mass appeal as possible, but really, N-scale trains aren't mass appeal. They're a niche thing, and as long as modelers and rail fans are familiar with the logo, well, the thing is, it doesn't work small. I can't read the small text at all, and it just kind of looks blurred. Here is the full-size logo as it appears on YouTube. Here's another version I found, which I actually like better. Using the second example as a starting point, we could make a YouTube logo that looks like this. It's still busy, but it shrinks down a lot better. By the way, Vinny, if you want that file, I'm happy to send it to you. Scrolling down, I see the first few playlists, uploads, popular uploads, liked videos. I changed those to strategically created playlists, even for, you know, actually especially for a niche audience. And he already has playlists, which are good material for that front page viewing. Scratch builds, how-to, 1.0 by the way, not to be a grammar snob. Layout updates, reviews. Onto the video page for the thumbnails. Right away I see 3 marked VBS, which if you don't already know means Vinny built structures. They're not that enticing. I would like to see actual photos of Vinny's structures and text that says Vinny built structures. That way it's clear. On the ones that have photos, I'd like to see more contrast and vibrance, which is something I say all the time, but I'd also like to see more relevancy. For example, there's a video here called N-Scale P-Vine Sub Mini Op Session 2. Side note, I'd maybe reword that a little bit for the uninitiated. Anyway, the photo is of an actual train found on the web. A close-up of Vinny's actual models would be better. But even better than that would be a title and description talking about a fix on a turnout switch he did in that video, and a photo of that. I know there have got to be modelers out there looking for ways to fix problems with their switches and making the trains not run when they... I don't know, none of my trains have switches. But for the most part lately, the videos have had picture thumbnails. Earlier videos kind of looked like clones because they had the same thumbnail. Hard to differentiate them when they all have the same orange locomotive. Even within this niche audience, you're gonna have better appeal within that niche with differentiated thumbnails. Of course, that all comes down to balancing your hobbies. Do you make trains or are you a photographer? There are many more of these in the pipeline, by the way. Personal Power, Those Idiots, Lovely Kid Japan, Soccer Star 06, JT Techie, What's in Michael's Bag, Creator Fundamental, Wolf by Chewiener, and now I realize I've been spelling wiener wrong my entire life, Drastic G, Gamers HQ, and one that should be a lot of fun, Strip Club U. Thanks for watching. On the screen's a link to Vinny's channel, plus a link to our shout out today, who doesn't need a shout out, but it's a relevant topic, Peter McKinnon. If you're a weirdo who wants to join the Legion, click that subscribe icon. If you want to be a superhero like Gmal, Ollie, and Jen, click that Patreon icon. Until next time, stay weird and stay out of the comfort zones.